Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, Crystal, all yours.
All right, so as mentioned earlier, my name is Crystal. I've been doing web application development for a long time now. I started with, well, when I started going to school, I focused mostly with C# and .NET, moved to Python, Flask, and now I'm at PHP, Laravel. But it's fun, so don't let it intimidate you. So what is web development? I want you to imagine the internet like it is a giant city with many buildings inside of it. When it comes down to the buildings themselves, each of them would be a website or an application. The developers for it would be the contractors, the construction workers who build those structures to overall, I guess, build the city. And hey, by the way, just for anyone new, I'm sorry, I'm very awkward sometimes, so bear with me. When it comes down to web development, there are two parts generally needed. There is the structure, which is HTML, and the design, which is CSS. HTML is like the blueprint of the building, telling the browser how the page should look and be arranged. CSS is the paint and decorations of a building, telling the browser how to display the contents within HTML. JavaScript is like the electricity that makes everything work within an application. Adding features like buttons or games that you can interact with. Then, sorry, I need to go to my notes. All right. So then we have the front end development versus the back end development. Versus was probably the worst choice to use, like worst word to use, because they work together. The front end development makes the outside of the building look cool and inviting. So basically, when you go to a website, all of the graphics or just like the layout of the page, that is all front end. That is the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The back end development adds the features to the building behind closed doors. So that is an back end mostly deals with the area that your users don't have access to at all. So there is a website versus a web application. A website is a static site that doesn't frequently change. When I was taught what a website versus a web application is, I was told that a website, basically, the user cannot input anything, they can't like write anything, there's no database connected to it, whatever. However, that's not really the case. You can have a database with a website. It's just a lot more complicated, more annoying. But essentially, you would get something like Wikipedia, which would be the website, a static page. A web application is dynamic, meaning it can change a lot. It gives you real-time information. You can customize it to whatever you would like, and it has really great scalability. Dynamic sites allow users to interact with content, such as submitting forms, logging in, commenting, or making purchases. And as you can see, like the website, it's faster to load because it doesn't have to access the server. It's already loading, the browser itself is loading a pre-written file for the user to see. So it's fast, it's cheaper to host because you don't have to interact with the server or with the database constantly. And it generally has better security because the scale of it is small versus a dynamic one. So you have less chance of being attacked through like a DDoS, like a database attack or anything like that. Versus the dynamic, yeah, I've already said those. Sorry. So now we're going into HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's the standard language to create and design web pages. It provides the basic structure and content of a web page by using a system of markup tags. Tells web browsers how to display the various elements of a web page, such as text, images, links, and multimedia content. And it's, I'm gonna butcher this word, it's hierarchical. I can't say it. Thank you. Meaning it can organize the content within content. It does this by nesting elements organized within opening and closing tags, which I'll show later, to define the layout and arrangement of the content on the page. How do I do it? Sorella, help. Oh. I'm going to show you the code, basic code, HTML code. Okay. So here we have HTML. We have our headers, paragraphs. We have a link, a couple of breakers. I have something that would help you post an image, but right now I'll just give you a broken image icon. We have our divisions, which the division itself, it actually shows a nested feature. Oh, I messed up on that. And within it, it shows that there's a paragraph and there is a list. If you were to take this,
We've been muted the entire time.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay. Fadi, can you hear us now? I don't know when did we mute it. Entire presentation probably. Oh well. Okay. Already. So we're gonna play with a few things. First of all, I just wanted to show on the CSS something that I love going. This is like one of my favorite places to go because it's just so easy to look at it. But like a lot of things when you want to do things with CSS, a lot of the times you're going to land on flex or grid. Those are the ones that are usually, this is like every time you're trying to align something. So I just go like, if you just go on it, I mean, you can go to the documentation. It's very good. And you can play on it. It has like a little playground too, where you can try it. But it's a little hard to read, honestly. And I actually like this one much better. The CSS Tricks website is so cool because it's just like so easy to read. Let me see, it takes a little bit to load. So I'm just gonna look for here. It's just so much easier because it's like it's visual. It's not just code like the CSS API, but you know, like if you wanted to have your properties, how do you do the directions? It has the code right here that you can copy. How you can justify your content, flex send, flex star. It's just like very visual. So I love going to this place just to grab all the properties. In my opinion, it's very easy to read. But yeah, they have the CSS Tricks literally has everything that you can think about on CSS. They have grid, it's all with pictures, so it's very easy to use. One place that I love going to play is CodePen. Who has used CodePen before? 3, 4, okay, awesome. So CodePen is actually super cool because you have everything. Like every time I do like a site or something, you can actually go here and copy some of this stuff because it's all open source. So that means you literally can copy the code, but you can grab anything. So like, let's say I want social media icons. And there's all these different kinds, and I want like, this is all created with like, see how this one, like it has like the little pop-up. So the little pop-up that goes up and it tells you what it is does. This actually is done just with HTML and CSS, amazingly. But you have all the code here. You can copy anything, you can change it here. You can fork this, you can make a copy of this and change it on your own. I love it for like portfolios, actually. They have like super cool, it was one that was open, but so like this one probably is nice. It's a little heavy because it has pictures, but you can see here, here's this part is right here is your JavaScript, your CSS. This probably has a lot of CSS, actually not that bad. But yeah, you can just literally just copy anything, and anything that you can think, like carousels.
Is that one just for doing pure CSS and JavaScript, or does it allow you to plug in libraries?
I don't know if you can plug in libraries. I think it's just the three. I think it's just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Yeah. Yeah, but I often, like, for me, I often just grab ideas from here and just take it. Like, actually, there's, let me see if I can find it. Wait, I will need a file. Oh, no. Anybody has any idea of anything that they would like to see? Yes. Yes, that's actually perfect. This one is actually very pretty, so I'm curious to see what they did. So yeah, there's, oh my gosh, I forgot, I should have prepped a little better, but there's some that have actually like a little story of a person moving and everything. It's pure CSS. I mean, it's very heavy on your computer, but yes.
What's your CSS animations?
Yes. I remember there was one with a bunny that will go into a house and will actually go to sleep. I forgot what they're called, but they're amazing. Yeah, we can probably actually see it. But yeah, I mean, they're like very heavy on, they're very heavy on the CSS, but it just kind of tells you like, do you remember the name of any?
A lot of holiday stuff. Christmas lights or snow falling.
Let's do.
A bunch of like
Yeah,
You just steal it and add it to whatever you're building. It's like,
great.
show.
Yeah, I remember there was one actually, like it was wild because I saw, like this one's pretty nice. There was one that it literally was like a whole, it looked like a video game. It was like a little bunny on the woods, and it will just go and like eat and then like, I don't know, grab a flower or something, and all that is amazing. It's like pure CSS actually. And I was just like, wow, I am amazed that people can actually do this. But yeah, you can steal ideas from here. You know, this is open source, so it's like literally just like grabbing any information from any repo on GitHub. So that's that. And then the last thing that I wanted to share is like, just for the ones that, I mean, most of you already do this because you're developers, but for the ones that don't, you can actually play with this, you know, with your source code. You can open by just like right clicking here, and then, I don't know, I do it with a command. For me, it's Option Control I, but you can just do inspect elements on any website, and you can start like playing with things. Like you just click here on the selector, and I'm just gonna like highlight this. And now, let me change here. I can change the text, so I'm just gonna say, hey. I'm just gonna click enter, and you can change it like that. This is very cool because it allows you to like actually like decide like, okay, this is too big. I don't like this. I don't want it to be at the top, or like, you know, you can just play here literally before you start like moving to your code, before you start coding and then seeing how it looks. It's much easier to do the CSS here. Just play here and see how it's gonna look like, to see if it's actually something that you want, and then take it to your code editor. The other thing that you can also do here is like, you can see what your responsive designs look like, just by like clicking here on the mobile and computer. You can also check on like all the different devices. So like if I want to know like what an iPhone will look like, or even a tablet. I don't know what's a tablet. They have tablets here. iPad Pro. Yeah, so you can see what this looks like, and as you can see, we actually did okay because we use I think we use a theme, and everything that we do is responsive, but we didn't have to do a different design. We just did all this inside of the CSS, and that's all I have. Anyone have questions? Yes. Yes, so for the Southwest Florida coders, this is actually, we're using React actually for this, and for the libraries, I think we have Gatsby? Yes, yeah, we have Gatsby. Where's Percy? Percy worked on it. So he's seeing everything. But yeah, we have actually, on this one right here, even though it's a website, we don't have a database. We do have, I mean, this is pure front end, but some things that we actually have here, you can see, let me get out. Let's just go to this view right here. We're actually using also like GraphQL to connect to the API for Meetup. So this is always updated for us. This is reading directly from the Meetup API, and we're missing pictures. but yeah, all these templates and everything was done by Gatsby and React. Any other questions? Yes.
What would you recommend as the best way to get into learning more about this on your own and starting projects and learning this in your own time? You've never interacted with this stuff.
I think something that is being always recommended at the group. I mean, I use Code Academy. That's what I use. I think it used to be free. I don't know if it's still free, but
for the very basic beginner, if you've never done it before,
Free Code Camp.
W3C schools.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's where.
All the interactive, that would be your very first start.
Okay.
Yeah, and also a lot of people at the group, I always notice that they always recommended Free Code Camp. That's another one that a lot of people, a lot of people always recommended that. But yeah, they have like a lot of tutorials on this. It's actually like just to do like websites is actually a lot of fun. You can actually even use ChatGPT because you can literally just like tell ChatGPT create this and it will literally create all the files for you. All you have to do is like copy them, put them on your text editor, and connect the three of them, and you'll see how they connect. You have a yes.
I was gonna say, if you have a problem and they're really, really stuck on it, so you just like, Stack Overflow.
I used to go to Stack Overflow. I don't anymore. I actually use Chat Copilot, the Copilot chat from within VS Code. So I don't even need to go to ChatGPT anymore. But Stack Overflow is still pretty valid. You know, a lot of people still contribute to that. Did you have a question? It is hosted on Netlify. Yeah. No, actually, Netlify, and this is something that a lot of people don't know, but like if you are gonna do a website for a friend or like as a project, before you used to have to find a place to host it somewhere, and you will have to pay like $50 to $100 a year for the hosting. You don't have to anymore. You can use Vercel, Netlify, they're free. All you will have to do is buy a domain. Yes, Ron?
Bring up Sony.com.
Huh.
Sony.com.
Some like this?
Sony.com. There's an extra E in there.
Oh.
On the end it needs to be. So right here, you can see you have free .NET hosting, but there's also a Linux side to this too. Okay, this here. So when you dig into this, you can also do like Linux hosting, free version of that. You see this $0 here? You could get that, like if you wanted to use C#, for example, because that's the one that's in the beginning. You can stand up a database here and all active for you and learn from it. If you don't keep using it, it goes and tears it down. Just go read it. This is totally free, so if you wanted to learn a database, for example, you could get the free tools, in this case from Microsoft, and then you could learn the database and use the database that's there. Okay, so there's free resources on the Microsoft side and this side, and like I said, that I haven't dug too much on this page, but there is the other side for Linux and all that too.
I'm gonna pull up also.
There's other sites like that out there. That's one of the more popular ones, which is the last one.
I pulled Vercel too. Vercel is actually super cool. Vercel, I love Vercel because we have the, do we have the Tech Alliance? We don't have a domain for the Tech Alliance, but I actually have the Tech Alliance website deployed to Vercel. And what I love is that actually Vercel is free. And it has integrations with GitHub. So like you push your code to GitHub and it actually has like a continuous integration test that it will run for you. And then it's all integrated into Vercel. And what is cool about Vercel is that it actually creates like multiple, I might be able to actually show you. It creates multiple branches for you. So like whatever version you are at the time, I will show you what the code looked like at the time. I think it's this. Okay. I might not be able to do this because, oh wait, let's see.
I want to quickly input that a lot of the free hosting that you guys usually shared hosting. So if you're thinking about building something big,
Yes.
it's not a good idea. Like it's good for the websites, like I mentioned earlier, something to get those solutions. And you can expect like a slower but gradual rise in traffic. Otherwise, shared hosting in general, you're sharing your network or the bandwidth with everyone else that's on that port.
We're just plain learning and doing stuff. Like
Yeah.
she's saying, if you actually got an idea and you want to run with it, then you might want to do that.
Y'all know about zero free testing? Is like, I'm someone who likes, I'll watch 10 to 20 tutorials in a row, build something rapid. I like tests because it kind of lets me know the metric.
We mean unit testing?
Yeah, like, here's 100 questions on JavaScript.
Oh, you
send
mean
me-
taking the test?
Yeah, like, I'm too cheap to go to school, but I love taking the test. It tells me it's pretty accurate.
Well, that's where free code camp and W3 C schools and.
You can also do like the LinkedIn, task for, skill certifications.
Oh, yeah.
Also in those areas as well. And plus, it gives you that, approval by LinkedIn that you know that skill on your page. So all the scouts can see it.
Just in case, you know, I'm not stuck with CSS, that 60.
Yeah, but if you do
Okay,
it,
here's
really cool.
here's a little example of what Vercel looks like in the inside. So for Vercel, for example, you can see right here that here's my projects. These are all the projects that I have. So I'm gonna look at this one right here. This is actually an app that I have, but it keeps track of every single branch that I have created and I merged to production. And at that point in time, I will actually create that version view. I will create a branch to see what it looks like at that time. And yeah, this is actually an application that the database is Firebase, and this is for Peru. It's a dashboard that I did. And it's done with React and Firebase, but that's the thing that I really love about this is like, if I made mistakes on my, my code or somewhere and it doesn't run, this will let me know right here. And GitHub won't even let me actually merge it until I fix that. And I think that's pretty cool because I didn't even have to add any configuration for that. Vercel did it for me automatically. So, yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
Rivers Cuomo, we're saying he's got an awesome GitHub.
Who?
The wizard.
Oh, yes,
Rivers
yes.
Cuomo, right? Doesn't he have a
Yeah.
Python developer?
Yeah. Any Wizard fans here? Who likes Wizard here? Oh, Wizard, the band.
Blue album, green album, all that.
Yeah, so he,
Python developer.
yeah, he's a Python developer, and I posted here, right here. So Rivers Cuomo, he's the vocalist for Wizard, and he actually, I mean, like, I don't know if any of you have those contributions, but I don't even have half of that. And he's a Python developer, self-taught. And he actually, if you are interested, he actually has like a project. You can sign up here. I don't know where his website is, but he has a website and he created a repo of Spotify. You can sign up for that, then you get to have your account. He also has a server, Discord server that you can join. There's a few rules that you have to do a whole subscription stuff, but you can actually interact with the people on their community if you're curious about that. But yeah, I guess that's all we have. Any more questions?
I got this one.
Yes, go ahead. Who? Yeah.
I think you should ask what kind of, I'm thinking about June, like you said, but what kind of presentations do they want to see? Not that I would.
Oh, yes. So for, first of all, I want to know who is very new to this topic. Raise your hand. Okay, 4 of you, awesome. I would like to hear from the 4 of you. What kind of topics would you like to see?
Yeah, actually, full stack development of how to create database, trigger the backend, to front end, anything related to that.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. You, Zach?
I'm curious, like, so most of this stuff is what, 20 years old, 30, I mean, like, or it's been around a while, right?
Which HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? Yes.
Yeah, those 3. So like, how much of that is even necessary if you got React and some of these other really new, like,
What do you?
You use ASS, right?
Well, you still need to know that because actually React is actually basically,
React was built with JavaScript.
yes, and it's basically JavaScript. It's basically HTML and JavaScript together.
so you know, these 3, everything else kind of stacks on top of it.
Yes.
So-
learn this first and then graduate to better stuff.
Yeah, the browsers still only do HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Yes.
So everything else is built on that.
Even if you were going to do Python and a Python application, it's still gonna have to go through the compiler and it's gonna make it JavaScript anyways.
So what kind of presentations would you all want to see? Would you want to see something more basic, in general focused on one area, or like someone said, you're full stack with a data?
Well, she said full stack from including the connection with the database and everything, right? You?
I guess how to put it together, if you already have the elements kind of like pre-made,
Okay,
you could like, this is the recipe, this is how you make the chicken.
okay,
This is already made, so you can kind of like, group one,
okay.
this is
Perfect.
files, and now.
Wait, I'll get back to you. You?
Yeah, I'm most likely curious on like the more basic interactions between HTML, JavaScript, and CSS.
Okay.
If you originally had spent a lot of time making them, what would be the first or like the most like time efficient things you would look into when it comes to like CSS and JavaScript to start like on your creation?
So I think like you will start with HTML and CSS to get your basics, then you will move to JavaScript. Once you move to JavaScript, I think like the best thing to go is try to go on the React area, because there's a very high demand for React. I don't think React is going anywhere, even though there has been others introduced, but I think React is still the strongest one. But if you start with your basics, that will really help you. Did you have?
Yeah, no, I was actually gonna that's what I was gonna bring up. I definitely like to hear more about React. Just hear you know, like get some help, not necessarily help, but like some guidance in terms of like getting more to React and the information of CSS and JavaScript and how React kind of fits into the ecosystem and how to really build those things. Things along those lines, just React in general.
Okay.
Sounds like we have topics for
Yes.
Code Collab.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I was going to say that we actually have something that is called Code Collab that we do once in a while. So our Code Collab basically is like, we just come here, you bring your computer, and we just get together and do something. So that's something we could actually do with you if you come during that time, where we just like sit with you and we can actually help you and get all of that together. Did you have a topic too? Yes. To what?
Oh, yeah, so best practices.
Oh, yeah. Actually, you know, some of these topics, because we actually had an intro basics to React that was done by, here you can ask him, he's your man right here, raise your hand, Percy. He's going to be our speaker next month too. But we have a YouTube channel for Southwest Florida coders. All our presentations are there. We have an intro to React in there. If you are interested in learning even GitHub, we have an intro to GitHub there. So there's like a lot of things that we have done intro, but you can also come to us during the Code Collabs, we can do it together. But the other thing that I was gonna say is like really, this is how I actually learn. For you that wanna do like full stack, if you're just curious on doing something like on your own pace, just so you know, every application is a to-do app, essentially. It's essentially a to-do app. When I say a to-do app, it means like, you know, when you have like a little to-do list with like, you create things and you can delete them, you can edit them, create a new one. Basically, when we talk about the concept of an application, we're talking about having like the CRUD, which is like create, read. Create means like you create something on the database. Read is like you're able to access what you created. Then edit, you're able to edit that piece of data. And then div is for destroy or delete. And literally any single application that you can think about, like if you look at Facebook, for example, or Twitter, right? They're kind of to-do app because you're like creating different posts and then you can go and edit them and you can delete them. So like the easiest way to learn something, and this is what I've done every time I need to do like an interview for a job on a technology that I've never used before, is I just go on YouTube and say like, React to-do app, basically. And they teach you that from scratch. Like there's even some that are done like in 10 minutes because React actually has like, it's literally one command that you ping and it's like writing on a server for you. But if you wanna know how to do the rest, you know, you have to watch the video. And I find the YouTube video super easy because I can stop it, I can rewatch it, I can see what they type, you know, so that's like, I mean, YouTube is going to be your best friend on like super intro. But I always look for a to-do app of something, you know. But yeah, definitely we will have a Code Collab. Our intention is to have them maybe like every 3 months. So please come to those. When you see Code Collab Southwest Florida Coders, you want to be here. Anyone else? Yes. WebAssembly. We will need a speaker for that. I don't know any of that. Do you? If you know, you're welcome to present. No. Yeah, I mean, it's coming back. WebAssembly used to be something that used to be like old school, and people are like, we're not using that anymore. But it is coming back. I've seen like, I've heard a lot of things about like they putting like a lot more features and everything that allow you to actually have front end and everything on WebAssembly, which. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm sure somebody in the group will be happy to do that talk, but yeah. But thank you. Any other questions? No? Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing now. And for our friends online, we're done. Anybody online has a question that we can answer?
The best way, at the beginning, when she had the calendar up, like, the best way to see all that on Meetup or Discord, or if I want to like all 7 of the groups, what's coming up in the next month or two, where's the best place to see the calendar?
I will go to Discord. Yeah. So because in Discord are all the groups. So for, if you will have to subscribe to all the Meetup pages from the different groups. But we share Southwest Florida Tech Alliance Discord, and we have a place where all the events for all the other groups are always posted there too. Yeah, but I mean, I like Meetup because it sends you a reminder. Discord is not gonna send you a reminder. Or I don't know if it does. I don't think it does. Okay, there's Discord or Slack. So Rancel, for Southwest Florida coders, actually we have a Slack because the Discord, I mean, everybody's been at Discord before? Most of you? Okay, so Discord, for the coders, we don't really use Discord too much because we are all sharing, all the groups are sharing the same server, and it can be too busy. For the coders, we actually use Slack, but there's a link through that. Even if you reach us through Discord, we can link you to Slack. But we use, wait, let me share my screen again. We use Slack because we have multiple channels. We also have like close to 500 people on our Slack. And we have like multiple channels here. We try to be active. Most of us work from home. So if you have questions, we are gonna answer. But yeah, this is just too many people to migrate to Discord, and with the other groups, it will be just too much. But that's the reason why we use Slack for us. Yes. I don't know. It's probably not going to be. I'm not sure because we already have talks lined up until May. So probably sometime in May or June. Yeah. But if we did have 2 events per month, I don't know. It's a little hard to have 2 events per month because we also have a lot of our sister groups have events, and we don't want to compete. That's it.
I also want to mention that if you're interested in like intro to web development, I do actually have like several courses written out that I did while I was at FSW for other students. So I'd be happy to share those documents with you guys, and it will basically start your portfolio.
Yeah, and also, just so you know, I mean, you don't have to wait until October, but Southwest Florida Coders has a GitHub repo where we have like all the issues on things that we need help, also for the Tech Alliance. And if you want to just like start digging a little bit into this, you can clone the repo. And I mean, I'm happy to teach you. I have done this with a few people. You just reach out to me through Slack. We can set a time and we can just get together. And I show you how to use GitHub, but you can clone the repo and you can start literally playing with the website and start contributing to us, because we actually have let me see if I can show you. We have a lot of people that have contributed when we done Hacktoberfest. We have Hacktoberfest, that's usually when everybody contributes on open source, but here, this is our website. We have 15 contributors. This is the website that you were looking at before, the one that we just pulled up. This is the code source. We have all the instructions about how to pull, how to pull it, how to contribute. We have the rules here. But if GitHub is a little confusing for you, I'm happy to sit with you and show you. Yeah. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Okay, sorry. Sorry, people online. Okay, here's our website this is the website we were looking at before, but this is our GitHub. And you can see we had people contributing, like 15 people. Because we're using React, most of our code is like 97% JavaScript, which is crazy. But yeah, all the instructions are here, how to run the project, how to contribute. You don't have to wait until October if this is something that you want to start doing. Just let me know. I'll share the link through Slack and yeah. Yes.
I'm not familiar with Gatsby. What's Gatsby doing?
It's just a framework that goes on top of React. It's basically like a template. That's what allows us to have like the templates that are all responsive with the little cards and everything. I don't know if I recommend it anymore. It's very old. Yeah, I will just go with React or like Material UI or something. But yeah, Gatsby is very old. We actually been having issues trying to maintain it. Let me see, is there a question? Oh, Rancel, yeah, I shared the screen, sorry. Okay, so I think that's it. But yeah, if you have any questions, I work from home. All of us, Crystal, I'm always on Slack. So if you see me connected, it's fine. If you don't see me connected, it's totally fine too, because I have it on my phone, so I will see it. But you can reach out either through Discord or Slack. Both of those are open for me. Same for Crystal, you can reach to her. That's it? Yeah. Okay, and that's it. We're gonna stop sharing for our friends online and we're gonna close the shop here. Thank you for joining for our friends online. Bye, Rancel. Thank you.